The rollout of One UI 8.5 for the Galaxy S25 series has taken an interesting turn, and we now have a major development that confirms Samsung is getting closer to launching the beta program. The first One UI 8.5 beta firmware for the Galaxy S25 Ultra has officially been spotted on Samsung servers. This is the strongest sign yet that the beta is almost ready to begin. Earlier, reports suggested Samsung would launch the One UI 8.5 beta in November. Technically, that timeline hasn't fully held up, but the situation is a bit more complicated. The delay isn't necessarily because the information was wrong. It's likely tied to the rumored pushback of the Galaxy S26 series launch. With November nearly over, it's clear the public beta won't begin this month, but Samsung's progress behind the scenes shows it's still moving forward. This firmware sighting is an important milestone. It tells us Samsung is finishing up the internal testing phase and is preparing to open the doors for public testers soon. For comparison, the first One UI 7 beta firmware appeared about 24 days before the beta was released to users. For One UI 8, the gap was 17 days. If Samsung follows a similar schedule for One UI 8.5, we could see the beta program go live around the third week of December. That estimate isn't guaranteed, but it lines up closely with Samsung's usual development rhythm. Given the upcoming holiday period and the timeline of previous betas, a mid to late December release makes sense. What's still unclear is how many regions will get access to the One UI 8.5 beta. Samsung doesn't have much of a predictable pattern when it comes to half-version updates like this one. For full numbered versions, like One UI 7 or One UI 8, the beta usually rolls out first in South Korea, Germany, the United States, and India. But with One UI 8.5, things are a bit different. Samsung may limit the program to fewer countries or expand it depending on how quickly development progresses. Either way, the Galaxy S25 Ultra will be the first device to join the testing phase just like the firmware spot suggests. The S25 and S25 Ultra should follow, but Samsung tends to use the Ultra model as the base for initial testing since it packs the most advanced hardware. The big question everyone has is, what's new in One UI 8.5? Based on early builds and leaks, this update isn't going to be a small patch. It's expected to bring UI polish, system optimization, and new AI-powered features to the Galaxy S25 series. Samsung has been heavily pushing Galaxy AI this year, so One UI 8.5 will likely refine those tools, add new shortcuts, improve animations, and make the overall experience smoother and faster. Even though the beta hasn't officially launched yet, we've already seen One UI 8.5 running on a Galaxy S25 Ultra in several hands-on videos. These clips show off the refreshed interface, updated app layouts, smoother transitions, and general improvements Samsung has been working on. If you're curious, the footage gives a pretty good idea of what the update will feel like once it reaches user devices. So while the public beta is delayed, the progress behind the scenes is real. The firmware appearing on Samsung servers confirms that the company is in the final stretch. And if the past is any guide, testers won't have to wait long. December is shaping up to be the kickoff month for One UI 8.5. As always, we'll be watching closely for the official beta rollout. Once Samsung presses the launch button, we'll have full coverage of features, changes, and performance on the Galaxy S25 series. Stay tuned because One UI 8.5 is almost here.